The time is just gone 28 minutes past 8 a.m. as we continue this morning. And as we have spoken to Maulana Ansar Johardin, unpacking the benefits of Hajj. And we've been focusing on the Hujjaj and what the Hujjaj will be experiencing as they undertake this wonderful journey. It is also about those who are of service to the Hujjaj. And those who take care of the needs of the Hujjaj to make them comfortable. And the South African Hajj and Umrah Council, alhamdulillah, always sending out a team of mission workers to serve the needs of the Hujjaj. But sadly, we learned of the passing away of brother Fariet Moosa, rahimahumullah, in the Holy Land. And this morning, alhamdulillah, still in Makkatul Mukarramah, we are joined by the president of the South African Hajj and Umrah Council, Shaheen Essop. Shaheen, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome and Jazakallah khairan so much for your time. Jummah Mubarak to you.
Jazakallah khairan wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you, Inaya, to everybody at Salam Media, the viewers, the listeners out there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah from Makkah to Mukarramah. Jummah Mubarak to one and all. Everybody in South Africa is certainly in our du'as and will continue to be so, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, I am sure that those that have embarked on this journey for Hajj will certainly be doing that as well, inshallah. Not only for South Africa, but for the Muslim Ummah at large, inshallah.
Yes, and as I mentioned, Shane, the dedication and the untiring efforts of those who serve the needs of the Hujjaj. And a lot of time we focus just on the Hujjaj themselves on the day of Arafah, performing the Hajj, the various aspects of Hajj, obviously fulfilling. But at the end of the day, it is also about those who take care of the needs of the Hujjaj. And one of them, the late Fariet Moosa, rahimahullah, sadly, we have learned of his passing away. But at what a time? At a time when he's near, when he was there, he was present and determined, once again dedicated to be of service to the Hajjaj.
Absolutely so. And, a man who stands out among the men of giants. I got to meet Fariet Moosa on my first mission back in 2012. And alhamdulillah, having been on the mission for the first time, he basically showed me a few of the things, having been part of the welcome committee at Jeddah Airport, Hajj Terminal, and the normal airports. He just had a relentless smile, Inayat. His relentless smile would be the most welcoming thing that any pilgrim would see as you pass through those doors of immigration. And alhamdulillah, together with his team in Jeddah, made it certain that the time period, in terms of the layover between coming in from your flight, whether it be out of Cape Town, whether it be out of Johannesburg or Durban, would be a very short stint, across to the bus or otherwise to the plane to get you to your destination in either Makkah or in Medina. He certainly, brought a tremendous amount of light to the mission itself. Light in the sense that, he was very light-hearted, but he was yet very determined to do his job at the highest level possible to serve the guests of Allah. And as you said in your interlude, how appropriate for someone like this to have been given the opportunity by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be passing away in what he loved most, and that is in the khidmat of the Hujjaj. If we sit back and we understand every single one of us yearns to have a good death in Makkah or in Medina, and here it is proven and shown to us that if you are in the khidmat of the Hujjaj, in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will honor you. Someone with a clean heart, a clean mind, not a crooked ounce in his body, is a person that we had in the man of Fariet Moosa. The man is an exemplary, example to one and all, whether it be from me to my colleagues here in the kingdom, to my colleagues back home, but to the people of South Africa. We can all be proud to call him a South African, proud to call him a Muslim that heralds from the city of Cape Town, proud to call him a Muslim that heralds from our shores, in order to ensure that we see and we learn from the qualities that this man had, the qualities that he had. Our doctor, one of our doctors that recently joined the mission this year as a result of the age, we couldn't bring one of our stalwarts, Dr. Akil Token, but Dr. Nazir Chopdat is with us. And in meeting Fariet for about 5 days, he puts out a tribute to Fariet. That tribute is on our Facebook site and other social media platforms. But it just shows you what an impact a man makes to someone who has never ever met him in his life. and for a short period of time, how this impact has actually gotten into the heart of Dr. Chopra to pen something of that nature down, on paper. It certainly is a great void, a great sadness among the mission. But the only way that we're going to show the tribute towards Fariet Moosa is to elevate the service that he would have had and that he would have carried out, and to elevate that service to the Hujjaj, so that we come, to the end of Hajj, when our Hujjaj are returning back home, as Maulana Ansar said a little while ago, coming home as they have been cleansed, from the first time that they've been born. This is the type of service that we want to make sure that we can provide to our Hujjaj on this side in honor of a person like Fariet Moosa, inshallah.
Well, I'm sure he has inspired many a person when it comes to service, when it comes to dedication, and all of this with a clean intention, a clean niyyah as well. And I think what is very, very important is the passion and the desire. And I'm sure the late Farid Musa, rahimahullah, was extremely passionate as far as his service to the Hujjaj goes.
Beyond passionate. Let me give you an example. About a week ago, 16th of June was his birthday. It was the 62nd birthday, and the whole day he asked if there were no flights coming in, could they go and make ziyarah of our beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we sent them to Medina. He and his team went off to Medina. He spent the whole day on the 16th in the Haram of Medina, completing a Khatam Quran, making
Allah.
dua for his family, making dua for the people, and started another Khatam al Quran, Alhamdulillah. So it goes to show the type of person that he was. It goes to show that the niyyah that he had come here with. And Alhamdulillah, coming back from Medina, they would normally come to Makkah, and from Makkah leave to the airport in Jeddah. They left from Medina straight to Jeddah, because Ethiopian Airlines was landing at 2:30 in the morning, to go and wait for Ethiopian Airlines flight before coming back to their base in Makkah. So that is the type of dedication that you were dealing with in terms of the situation, making sure that there is no Haji. Now, Inayat, that particular flight had about 40 people on it. Whether there is one person on the plane or two people on the plane, these guys would drive 80 kilometers out of Makkah to go and stand at the airport and wait for the pilgrims to arrive. In this new airport process, with the redesigned airport, some of the pilgrims don't come out for us to meet them and then take them up to the domestic departures, or take them to the train, or put them on a bus or on a taxi to get them to Medina. They go straight through from immigration after getting their bags, and we don't see them. Yet they are there. They are there to welcome the pilgrim with a smile. There is no way that a person like Farid would have had a sulky face or a sour face when he saw the pilgrims. That smile would be totally, totally mesmerizing and totally hypnotizing when the pilgrim walks through. Another lady put out on a social media chat the other day, in fact, yesterday, she said, I walked through I was accredited for Hajj this year. And as I walked through the airport in Jeddah, I arrived and we had a problem at the domestic check-in because we were overweight. Not knowing Fariet Moosa from above, so the man offered, unpack something into a smaller bag, give it to us, we will keep it in Azizia for you until you get to Azizia. Just so that the person could not pay the overweight charge on Saudi Airlines to go to Medina. That is the caliber of the personality we have lost. And inshallah, we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace him in future years when Saud comes to the kingdom of Saudi Arabia with a person of similar or higher caliber. And alhamdulillah, I must say that the rest of the Hajj mission, as sad as it may be, have taken lesson from the type of person he is, and will certainly, be able to live up to that, inshallah.
Inshallah, I mean, and also at a time like this, Shaheen, with together with everybody at SAHUC who have been associated with the late Farid Musa, we also feel for his family as well. So our thoughts actually go for his family, and I'm sure you or the people at SAHUC have been in touch with his family. So you could just possibly just tell us, how have the family received this news?
Well, it's obviously been a very, very sad situation, an accepting situation, but sad. Accepting in the sense that, knowing that when a person passes away in Makkatul Mukarramah, alhamdulillah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has selected you as one of the special people for that particular process. From the time of his passing, I have been in touch with his family. We've been communicating via a video link. Immediately after the husl, we gave the family the opportunity to make their final ziyaras. Through technology, we utilized Duo to call the family, and the family were able to see the marhum body before the kafan was closed. Then when we got into the haram of Makkah after Dhuhr yesterday, where his janazah salah was performed by Sheikh Bandar Balila, Alhamdulillah, we again communicated with the family and they were able to see, the proceedings there. We took some pictures and shared it with the family. And when we got to the Maqbara of Sharaya, again, we connected with the family via video link so that they could participate in the burial of Brother Fariet Moosa at that particular point in time. And Alhamdulillah, the message that we got back is that the family is so pleased, the family is so satisfied and happy with the connection that we've had. Remember, Inayat, Fariet Moosa was just not a voluntary mission worker. Over the years, we become, one family in the SAHUC Hajj mission. Whether you've been here on a broken service like I have, or whether you've been here, concurrently, this is one family, Alhamdulillah, and not just the family of people that come on the mission, but the family then gets extended to the families back home as well, where the families interlink, the families get together, and we become one big part of a process that makes our ummah stronger, because that way we learn from each other, we learn the good qualities from each other, and that's how we try to live, and we try to raise our bar in terms of making sure that we can serve the Hujjaj and serve ourselves for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Well, clearly, Shane, this was a wonderful gesture on the part of SAHUC, and particularly making use of technology and linking up to the family. I think this is, when somebody loses someone who is far away in another country, sometimes it is difficult to actually get closure because you haven't physically been there. And personally, for me, I've seen it. My mom passed away many years in India, and it took a long time to get closure. And I think this year is extremely important, and also the link up, I would say, has eased the pain somewhat for the family and the closure that they needed.
Absolutely, and Alhamdulillah, I've got in my possession the qabr number, the block number in the maqbara when we return. I have sent it to the family again via WhatsApp, but I will personally go and pay my respects to them, and also provide them with the information so that if they do come for Umrah or for a visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, that they would be able to go to the qabristan to go and make ziyarah of the qabr of the late brother Fariet Moosa, inshallah.
Yes, and just moving away a bit and talking about the Hujjaj, the South African Hujjaj that have already arrived. Shane, just any latest news, any latest development? Have most of the South African Hujjaj now arrived in the kingdom?
Yes, the only people that we're still waiting to arrive in the kingdom are the latter part of the 3 week and the 2 week Hujjaj that haven't yet come into the kingdom. I think by the 30th of June, we'd probably see them coming through. Most of the pilgrims have already moved through Medina, and Alhamdulillah, today is going to be a very, very busy day for SAHUC after Jummah. We start seeing the movement out of Makkah into Azizia. For those pilgrims that have come on the 5 week package, they will now move to Azizia and start, spending their time in that part of the city. And inshallah, from Medina to Makkah, we're expecting about 430 to 440 pilgrims that will arrive here today. Shukr, the train has made a very big impact on some of the pilgrims. Some operators have been using the trains for their smaller groups. Today, we see a movement of the train by about 135 pilgrims, and the balance of that 440 will come with buses. So, inshallah, we should have a smooth sail. And we hope to receive the pilgrims well in Makkah for their stay here. And thereafter, again, the next big move will be on the 30th of June, where the pilgrims will be moved from Makkah to Azizia to the various buildings there. And having looked at some of the buildings in Azizia, we share building with Khidmatul Awam that we've been doing for a while now, where we contract with them for that particular space. But the other operators' buildings are all fine, alhamdulillah. We've not seen any buildings of inferior quality or of inferior process. And we make shukr to Allah that our pilgrims will be well taken care of, inshallah.
Well, inshallah, and Shane, from time to time, obviously, we will be connecting with yourself. Today, we have actually started off where we've been talking with Maulana Ansar Johadeen, looking at the benefits of Hajj. And in the build up to the Hajj, inshallah, this is part and parcel of the programming that we at Salam Media will be embarking on. So, inshallah, connecting with yourself and possibly some of your other people as well from time to time as we get prepared for this wonderful journey. But for now, Shaheen, have yourself a wonderful Jummah, inshallah, to you and your team. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you the strength, the ability to continue being of service to the Hujjaj, inshallah. And more importantly, we request your du'as and the du'as of everybody else in the Holy Land, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan for the opportunity, Inayat. We certainly will be in touch with you. Feel free to contact us at any time. And yes, our du'as are with everybody in South Africa. We know it's mighty cold in South Africa, and at the moment, 32 degrees here in Makkah. And inshallah, we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uplifts our country from a point of view that the Muslims must become united, the Muslims must become strong, our country's economy must become strong, and we must have far less fortunate people in that country, inshallah. We make dua for the well-being of the Muslims around the world and make dua, inshallah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala eases the pain of one and all. Jazakallah khairan for the opportunity. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shaheen Essop, the president of the South African Hajj and Umrah Council, with us, paying tribute to the late Fariet Moosa. We make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant the late Fariet Moosa, rahimahullah, the highest stages in Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fill his qabr with nur as well. Grant him forgiveness, and also to all those who have been associated with him, and to his family, to his loved ones. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them sabrun jamil. The time is just gone. 8:44. We come back. It is the time of the day where we bring you Jumma Nasiha.